So, in this rough guide, we're going to talk a little bit about the aesthetic muscles. Now, in my opinion, these are the shoulders. Mine are okay, they're getting along. The traps, the upper back, it just really makes that pop. The chest, and then a lot of people will call me crazy for this, but I don't consider the abs to be an aesthetic muscle, purely because a lot of people are like, oh, if I get abs, I'm gonna get tons of women. And it's like, do you live on a beach? Because if you don't live on a beach or you don't live in a swimming pool, then your abs are not going to be something where it's physically on display for everyone to see. In fact, a majority of the time when someone ends up seeing your abs, it will mean that you've got to a stage where you clearly didn't need the abs to get to that stage. So I don't consider it to be that important, because I feel like if there's any intention and it's got to that stage, the abs are going to be viewed as a bonus. They're not going to be like, oh, you don't have abs, I'm sorry, this isn't for me. So that's just how I see it. And I also consider the forearms to be one of the aesthetic muscles. I think mine are getting there. They're not perfect yet. I have not even that thin wrists, but they're coming along. You know, I am currently on my bulk, so I've got a little bit of a, well, it might be the angle and the shadowing. I do try and grow out the facial hair a bit when I'm on the bulk, but I shaved recently, so that wasn't the best decision. But I am getting that moon face too. I know I've lost a lot of definition in my face. Consequences of a disastrous cut out. I'll speak about that in another video. But yeah, nutrition basics. I mean, it's easy. All you gotta do, you gotta add your calories, TDEE calculator, work out your maintenance, add 500, you're good. Then when it comes to macronutrients, you know, if you're a bit on the smaller side, the leaner side, you wanna be handling, you're gonna be consuming about 1 gram per pound of body weight. But if you, let's say, maybe you're a bit skinny fat, you're not very lean, you're quite on the fatter side, instead of that, you want to try and estimate your body fat percentage, and you can use this chart here, which it's okay. And when you get an estimate, you can multiply your body weight by this, and I'd recommend doing it based on how much muscle mass you should have. And then yeah, that's the easy bit, the protein to get. Everyone knows protein sources. All you need next is your fat, 60 to 90 grams, maybe 50 if you're going a little bit down, but that's the range you gotta stick to. No more, no less. Otherwise, you get real big issues. In fact, recently I have been getting acid reflux, like awful, like I feel sick all the time, and that was because I had a period where the meals I was having were basically just fat, and I was having like, you know, 150, 200 grams of fat a day, and my body didn't respond to it. I'm not saying the same's gonna happen for you, but I just personally wouldn't risk it, and you don't get too many extra benefits. You know, carbs, your fuel, carbs are what you're gonna use in the workout, is what's gonna make you feel good throughout the day. Fat is just there to produce hormones, you know? We don't need excessive amounts of it for energy. It's just, it's not a good idea. Okay, now one section which I always find people don't really know too much about is supplements. Now, there are supplements which I would say are necessary, and there are supplements which I say are situationary. So when it comes to necessary supplements, we got to start with the best, the most researched in the entire fitness industry, creatine. This will make a difference. In fact, I realized I have forgotten to take it because I'm in a hotel right now, and I left before I took my creatine, which means I'll miss it for a day. It doesn't matter too much, because if you understand how creatine works, it just saturates the muscles. So missing it for 1 day after 2 months of consistent taking it, and then followed by like infinite consistency, it's not gonna make a difference, hopefully. The next thing is gonna be zinc, magnesium, vitamin D3. These are something which you're just not getting enough of it. For whatever reason, the diet people are having, all the other micronutrients is fine, but when it comes to zinc, man, you have to eat like consistently. I think it's like 20 oysters. I don't know. There might be text on screen correcting me. You've got to eat like 50 lamb chops, 20 oysters or something to come to what you'd want for like optimizing your sleep, optimizing your testosterone. Even the recommended daily allowance is like ridiculous, which is 15 milligrams. I think it's milligrams. It could be. It's definitely not grams. Actually, it's milligrams. Next would have to be, yeah, magnesium. Magnesium is another one of those things where you're probably just not getting it from your diet. I mean, maybe you're having like a few bananas every single day. You might be getting it. I don't even know if bananas have magnesium in, now that I think about it. I have to double check. But magnesium is something people just aren't getting. That's why it's one of those, considered necessary supplements. And then vitamin D3, purely for the reason of people aren't getting enough sunlight. In fact, I'm an advocate for, like, get good sunlight, but sunlight your body can handle, because the positives are great of the sun, but you've also got the negatives when it comes to like skin cancer, just aging your skin. So it's good to limit the timings in which you're getting that sunlight, so it's not the blasting ones, and it's just the more mild sections. Now, you can get it if you want, if you really want. Once we've got multivitamins, I see it as useless. Never get this, actually. That's on the never get this pile. You've got protein powder. Now this can actually be quite useful as a supplement to your diet. You should always try and get it from natural sources. I'm talking chicken breast, beef mince, turkey mince, anything, eggs. The issue with protein powder isn't that it's not natural, because it actually is, I think. It depends how they make it. But the issue with protein powder is it's empty. It's just the protein. Sometimes, there's carbs and whatever. There's like leftover things, like, you can't avoid that, let's be real. But the issue with this is it's a complete protein, but it's an empty food source. We're not getting any other benefits. And so, let's say, for example, we use protein powder as our main protein source. Where's the vitamin B12? Where's all the other vitamins? I'm not going to list them all, but there's tons in chicken and beef. And we're just not getting that from protein powder. It can also, cause stomach discomfort. People, especially people with like an intolerance to dairy, it just doesn't settle as well. And so just because of those reasons, I like to see it as a supplement. Like, I will have it every now and then when I'm running low on a day, but it's not something I'm bringing into my daily life. It's something I try and avoid, if anything. If anything, I'm just trying to get rid of like old versions which haven't been used in months. And I think that's kind of the end of it. If you have money, okay, first off, if you have money, I'd highly recommend contacting me to consider like one-on-one coaching. You'll definitely benefit from it, especially if you're new. But if you have money, or at least enough to consider spending maybe like $70 a month on just optimizing your micronutrients, I'd highly recommend Athletic Greens. Athletic Greens is basically every single micronutrient your body needs. We're not talking about like ashwagandha and tonka ali. We're not talking about things which can help. We're talking about the actual micronutrients which your body needs to transport chemicals or repair your skin or your muscles, everything, all the vitamins, all the minerals. It just has all of the amount you need, and it works as a safety net, something to fall on where if you're not eating enough greens one day, or if you're just not able to get a variety of those nutrients, you're covered. It doesn't mean that you can just have it and then just eat like chicken, broccoli, rice. Well, I guess not broccoli. It doesn't mean you can do that, but it does mean that if you have days like that, or you're just not really getting the stuff you need, you're still getting the nutrients you need. Obviously, macronutrients, super easy to get. You can get it tracked, chronometer, 100% recommend it. But the micronutrients is difficult. I struggle with it, although I don't. Yeah, I struggle with it. So yeah, at the end, just keep up with the hard work, man. You've made some good decisions, and they will definitely pay off so long as you give it time. So, is this the best we can get, the best angle? Or can it be better a bit higher? Because it's kind of hard to get it higher. If you're feeling up to it, it might be a bit more your speed. I do have an ebook. This ebook covers pretty much everything you need to know when it comes to aesthetics. It covers everything from what you're doing before the gym, to after the gym, to during the gym, to before your sets and your actual weight training, to after them. It covers just everything, so you make sure that you're not missing a single dot. A lot of this content, it may be stuff I make videos about, but the thing which adds the benefit here is this will be condensed all into one thing. So if you watch my channel, it might take a year to gather all the information, put it together and learn from it. And although that might help you, I think it's best if you're trying to use this for fitness advice to use it as touch-ups instead of teaching you everything. It should be small lessons along the way, not everything. And that's why the book is so good. It has a lot of really useful sections, like sections on stubborn muscles, how to maybe alter things slightly to get the growth you're not seeing. It covers basic nutrition, just enough to get you started, how much water to drink, how much food to eat, what types of food to eat, that sort of thing. And it also covers a little bit about how to bulk on a budget, because that can be quite important.